Welcome back to Comparison World Facts. Have you ever wondered which 10 nations have the most significant animosity towards India? Who harbors the most hatred for India amongst Portugal, Australia, and Pakistan? Stick around if this is for you. This video will undoubtedly provide you answers that you might need. Firstly, let's get to know a little about India. Is there something amazing to learn? India is one of the oldest nations in the world and one renowned for its culture and legacy. India is a welcoming and secular nation. From the early days of Persian discovery to the British regime, it has always treated every foreigner as one of its children. Indians have a reputation for being friendly and respectful. Wow, fantastic, right? Some rural residents assumed Indian goodness to be innocent. What an assumption. Did you know that with a population of 1.3 billion, India is the largest democratic nation in the world? It is also the second largest nation in the world after China, which has 1.4 billion people. Also, in India, more than 19,500 mother tongues are spoken. This is most definitely awesome. The nation has one of the world's most varied cultures with different regions relating to numerous languages and customs. How about religion? What do you think? India contains roughly 2 million Hindu temples and over 300,000 mosques. I believe you guessed right. Yes, they're a bit religious compared to other countries. Muslims make up about 15% of the population of India. India's Hindu temples number over 2 million and cater to the country's 79.8% Hindu population. There are more than 23,000 temples in Varanasi alone, a holy city. We are correct to say that India is undoubtedly the home of temples, but not every iconic landmark in India is a place of worship. Should India be hated or loved for all these beautiful and unique characteristics? We would find out. Well, some nations have a strong dislike for India due to political circumstances or other factors, while other nations have a strong love for India. So, just like every other country, India is both loved and hated. But the question is, which countries make up the different categories of both love and hate? Don't go anywhere, you're about to find out. Which countries do you think love India? Is it the United States or Australia? Is it the United Kingdom or Portugal? According to research, India maintains diplomatic ties with 201 nations and independent territories worldwide. Also, according to a Pew Research Center survey from 2014, Israelis and Russians have the most positive attitudes towards India, with respective approval ratings of 90% and 85%. A majority of people in Canada, Australia, and Japan have favorable opinions about India. Is it said that the USA loves India because of their cheap labor? India has the world's most affordable market for intelligent individuals. The USA is exploiting the Indian labor market. Japan is also one of the biggest lovers of India. This electronic master has unique business ties to India. Numerous Japanese businesses support the growth of Indian economy. The popular strategy of "the friend of my enemy is my friend" has kept India loved by Russia, and they keep close ties. Also, the United Arab Emirates, Russia Federation, Israel, Afghanistan, France, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and the United States are among the nations that are regarded as the closest to India. In that order, India receives the most military equipment from Russia, Israel, and France. Other countries that love India are Singapore and the United Kingdom. The popular saying goes that there is always a reason behind every strong emotion, whether it's love or hate. Why do some countries hate each other? People don't always get along, as you undoubtedly know if you have a basic understanding of world history. Some nations have many allies, while others have several foes. But what exactly is the cause of this rivalry? Rarely is there a single apparent reason for disagreement and eventually antagonism. So instead, nations can compete with one another over naval armaments, foreign aid, cultural impact, and sports events, with each of these competitions taking place in context of one or more competitors being identified as worthy of particular care and attention. A conflict typically has several different root causes, many of which are intricately intertwined. What are the top 10 countries that hate India, and what could be the reason behind the hate? Well, some nations have a strong dislike for India due to political circumstances or other factors, while other countries have a strong fondness for India. Here's a short breakdown of the countries that despise India the most. I know you have made some random guesses in your mind. Now let's go ahead and explore if you got any right, and if you got the rankings right too. In order, from top 1 to top 10, Pakistan, I'm sure a lot of us guessed this, Pakistan would be on this list, but did you know it would be first? Research has it that the reason for this rivalry is the Kashmir issue. With China as a third party, the Kashmir conflict is a territorial dispute over the Kashmir area that principally involves India and Pakistan, as both India and Pakistan claimed the entirety of the former princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. The conflict erupted following the partition of India in 1947. China? What? Number 2 is China. Yes, it is. I'm sure you didn't see that one coming. The reason behind this enmity is said to be border issues. Indians have poor respect for China and are worried about the geopolitical and competitive threat Beijing poses. Bangladesh. Can you guess the reason for their hate towards India? It is said to be as a result of government discrimination against Muslims. Turkey. You probably thought Turkey to be among the top 3, right? But no, Turkey ranks 4. And the reason behind this hate is the same of that of Pakistan. The Kashmir issue too. Sri Lankan. The reason behind theirs is due to the maritime disputes. Also, Tamils are detested bitterly in Sri Lanka. It is a problem in Tamil Nadu, but it affects all India since people believe their development is currently being repressed. On their territory, this tiny nation has murdered numerous Tamilians. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia operates on the enemy of my friend becomes my enemy too strategy. And no matter what, Saudi Arabia always prioritizes Pakistan. Iran. Iran has seemed to have similar reasons to Saudi Arabia. Mexico. Did you expect to see Mexico on here? Well, it appears they don't like India too because the USA blames them for letting the Indians enter their border illegally. Australia. Remember the Indian cheap labor? Yeah, that's why Australia does not like them. They blame them for taking their jobs. Portugal. Yes, Portugal ranks last on this list because theirs is due to the Jawa dispute. This event is known as the liberation of Jawa in India. It is known as the invasion of Jawa in Portugal. Now that we know the top 10 countries that hate India, let's find out if these disputes actually affect the citizens and inhabitants of these countries. It would be wrong for us to assume that once two nations disagree, their citizens automatically follow suit. But could this be true? Are enemies inherited? Does this dispute affect the economy? Does it affect human capital? Because it ultimately comes down to the peoples and citizens in question. There's no right or wrong response to this subject. Most of the time, people from competing nations can still relate and love one another. And there you have it. You now know the top 10 countries that hate India, including a little of the why. Also, now you know their various ranks on this top 10 list. Let us know which country you'd like to see next on the list. Also, let us know if your guesses were correct. Additionally, be sure to like the video and subscribe. We wouldn't want you to miss up on any of our upcoming content. Thank you for watching.